Welcome back. Another episode of Sunshine Consulting. In this week's episode, my buddy Ocean asked me a question. He said, would it be worth opening a Roth IRA account to put away some money every month, even if the employer is matching the percentage of the 401k monthly? So, I do want to start this by saying I'm not a financial advisor. I know a thing or two about a thing or two, specifically the things I just looked up online. And so that's my first recommendation, is that I provided two links that kind of give an overview of what each is. And the way you need to look at this is that each of these are a tool that's going to help you accomplish your goal. And so with what I quickly read over, I'll start by saying the 401k, you need to be putting money in. You need to max out the employer contribution because when you think about it, let's say the employer gives 25% up to $1,000, whatever it may be. You need to make sure that money is there every time, if you can afford it, right? Because that's an immediate 25% return. As soon as you put the money in, employer matches it, immediately a 25% return. Now, there are different types of 401ks that are depending on how they're taxed. And there are a bunch of strategies that maybe I can talk to you about later about, whether or not you want to do a Roth or a traditional, depending if you think you're going to be making more money in the future or if you just rather pay the tax now. But going into a Roth IRA, this is a little bit different. And why I like the Roth IRA is because from what I read, it seems like you have a bit more control into what you're investing in. And so, I'm very biased. If you watch that first video, I'm just going to tell you, put it in and let it track the market and do that. And there are maxes to the Roth IRA. So what I first want to recommend is read the links and read what both of these tools are. I want you to max out your employer's contribution because that is an immediate return. And you're also going to want to learn more about the taxes, whether you pay taxes before or after you put it in the account, and things like that. And then I'd also kind of recommend talking to a financial advisor. Man, like I said, I know a thing or two about a thing or two, but knowing someone that knows the rules of the game, they're worth their weight in gold in helping you further your position in the future. And strategizing, helping you understand that. But yeah, I also do want to talk about a loss of liquidity. So where one of the benefits of having two accounts is beneficial is that you have diversification, but if you're putting more money than you'd like to in your savings accounts, these might, depending on which account it is, might not be liquid. So you might not have access to the cash. So I would say, this is long-term goals, but what are your short-term goals? Have you thought about maybe purchasing a house or an investment property? These things take liquid cash. They don't take certificates from your brokerage account, So I would definitely start thinking about, your short-term goals and what kind of cash you're going to need right now and what you need to save. And also recommend an emergency fund, things like that are good to have cash on hand. And while it's good to put everything in and you see the compounding interest for 60 years down the road, you also want to think about your comfortability on your way to 60 or 55 or whatever the ages are. I'm sure by the time we're 75, that retirement age is going to need to be pushed up a little bit. So, yeah, that'll be interesting to see how it folds out. But anyways, man, hope my advice gave you a little bit of starting ground to get started. Check out those links, and feel free to shoot me a call if you need anything else. For the others listening, I hope you guys learned a little bit something, or maybe how to approach financial situations like this. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. Feel free to comment. Leave a nice message for me and like it. And make sure that you keep watching these videos so you can become the most financially literate person you know. Cheers to a good, productive week.